On Saturday, November 17th, 2018, after the close of business for Evergreen Indiana libraries, the ILS servers are being taken offline to complete an upgrade. The database server is being replaced with a newer, faster server, and the software servers are being upgraded to Evergreen version 3.2. This will mark the end of the staff client availability as all libraries move to the new web client. Service is expected to be restored by midday on Sunday the 18th, but libraries that are open that Sunday should be prepared to use the web client offline mode. There are a number of terminology updates as we move to a more consistent syntax across the client. Copy is being phased out and replaced by item. Volume is being replaced by call number. The combined concepts of copy and volume are being transitioned to holdings. Copy locations will be referred to exclusively as shelving locations going forward. This syntax update is still in progress, so not all instances have been updated as yet. We've made several changes to the menu presentations to enhance workflows. The search menu has had Search for Patrons by Barcode added. The circulation menu has been reordered to reflect usage by task type: circulation, patron management, holds and transits, item management, and offline circulation. New entries include the new Overdue Circs list and the open transit list. The cataloging menu has had links for item status, the holdings template editor, and a new access option for authority records added. In interfaces with the new style of grids, hover text has been added so that staff may view cell entries that exceed the width of the column. Baskets add batch actions to search results and bibliographic records in the catalog. Baskets are tied to the user session, may be used across multiple searches, and are automatically deleted at the end of the session. Available actions include exporting a pick list, placing batch holds, and moving the contents of the basket to either a bucket or list for retention. To add contents to a basket, simply click on the leading box of a search result entry. You may add all entries on a page by clicking here. From the bib record, click here to add that record to your basket. Counts of the current contents will appear at the top of the search results and on the basket icon. Use the Basket Actions drop-down to perform actions on the entire contents of the basket. To be more selective, or to add the basket contents to a list rather than a bucket, click on the basket icon, use the menu to view the basket, click on the count at the top of the results, or click on the View My Basket button. Batch holds are expected to be particularly popular with patrons. Once a basket is filled and selections are made, the user may place up to 30 holds at one time by choosing the Place Hold option. Included titles will appear in a list along with the hold notification options. If part holds are available, this will also appear on any relevant title. Series information has been moved to be more visible. Firstly, it has been added to the search results page, and then it has also been moved up to be between the available copies and view other formats and editions entries so that it appears in the initial loading view without the need for users to scroll. Catalogers may wish to note that entries are limited to traced 8XX and untraced 490 entries. 8XX entries are trimmed to remove author information. We're doing a soft rollout of the self-pre-registration interface. By clicking on this link, potential patrons may enter their name and contact information in advance of visiting the library. Staff may find pre-registration entries in the Pending Patrons interface. Select the relevant record and click on Load Patron to complete the registration and assign a card. Please note that each field must still be actively accessed in order to trigger the duplicate patron checks. Updates to the Z3950 interface include the option to select a preferred default search field and the availability of UPC search for Library of Congress and OCLC. OCLC Access is a subscription service and you must have a local contract in order to use it. Auto-renewal functionality is available in 3.2. This library setting will automatically renew materials on their due date for all borrowers at that library as long as there are no holds and there are remaining renewals available. This observes all of the renewal rules of the circulation matrix. Patrons are emailed with the results of the auto-renewal attempt. There is no guarantee that a renewal will occur. Patrons are still responsible for returning the materials in a timely fashion if materials are not eligible for further renewal. Staff may now record patrons' preferred names in addition to their legal names. Suggested use includes nicknames, abbreviated names, and transitional names. Once entered, the preferred name will be available in most interfaces, though some grids require it as separate columns. To add a preferred name, simply click on the Preferred Name tab to access the fields in the User Account Editor. Once entered, you will see that as the bold name at the top of the patron summary, and patrons will see it in their My Account interface when logged in. A free text box is now available in the User Account Editor for capturing search keywords. Suggested use includes names of sponsored minors, maiden names, and former names. All names, including the keywords, legal, and preferred, are searched when terms are entered into the Name Keywords search box. In this example, you can see why having the preferred names appear in the grid can be helpful. The Overdue list is a brand new interface developed right here in Indiana to allow staff to track open circulations by checkout branch. Suggested use includes pre-notice shelf checks and locally generated circulation notices. The interface defaults to showing materials due 7 to 14 days earlier, but may be set for any due date, including those in the future. The Patron Requests interface in Acquisitions has been upgraded and reconnected to the patron record on the staff side. Acquisitions will be undergoing a complete rewrite over the next year or so. We're encouraging libraries to consider going live with Acquisitions now so that we can provide the development team with better feedback during the development process. There will be an introductory webinar for interested libraries at the end of November. Emergency closings have been added as a special closing option. When selected, emergency closings will void any levied fines and shift hold and due dates to the next available open date. Use of this feature is restricted to local admins. It is now possible to store an inventory date on your materials. At this time, only one date and the associated workstation information is recorded. Last inventoried dates are available in most item grids. To add an inventory date, simply turn on the check-in modifier here. Then scan your materials. The date is entered on the item record. This information is reportable. Grid configurations, aka column picker settings, are being moved to the server so that the configuration will follow your account rather than being tied to a workstation. Report cloning is now available for staff client templates in the web client, but due to an outstanding bug, not all conversions will result in a functional template. Please clone old templates with caution. Existing recurring reports or one-off reports using the old templates are unaffected. This issue only affects templates which you are attempting to update and/or save locally.